Trump's nominee for the Supreme Court is hiding something, and Lambda Legal just filed papers to get to the bottom of it. An Indiana school has told a teacher that she needs to end her marriage to a woman if she wants to keep her job, and Christine Hallquist just became the first openly trans person to secure the gubernatorial nomination of a major party. We'll have the week's top LGBT news and how it affects you on Weekly Debrief. If you find Weekly Debrief helpful, you can pledge $1 or more a month on Patreon to help keep it going. Head over to patreon.com/mattbaum or click the link in the description to join the folks who make the show possible. In just a few weeks, Donald Trump's nominee for the Supreme Court, Brett Kavanaugh, will go before the Senate for confirmation hearings. But there's still a lot we don't know about Kavanaugh, because Republicans have blocked the release of records from his time working in the Bush White House. What we do know is that he served as assistant to the president and White House staff secretary under President Bush. That means that he was an attorney in the White House in charge of circulating documents at a time when the administration was working on banning marriage equality through a constitutional amendment, blocking hate crime legislation, secretly funding anti-LGBT media personalities, and more. How involved was Kavanaugh in any of that? We just don't know, because Republicans are keeping documents related to his time there secretly hidden in the National Archives. This week, Lambda Legal filed a Freedom of Information request to try to get those documents. Will we find out what he's trying to hide in time for the September 4th hearings? We'll see. An Indiana religious school has told a guidance counselor that she needs to dissolve her marriage to a woman in order to continue working there. Roncalli High School gets millions of dollars in taxpayer subsidies, but Indiana has virtually no protections for queer employees. For now, that educator has little recourse, but Indiana Democrats are considering a bill that would block taxpayer funding in the future for schools that discriminate. Congratulations to Christine Hallquist, who this week became the first openly transgender person to be nominated for governor by a major party. Hallquist won the Democratic primary this week, and she'll face Republican Governor Phil Scott in November. Just to set some expectations here, polling indicates that Christine's chances are slim, but not impossible. So, this week's action item, head over to christineforvermont.com, click the Join Us button to find out how you can support her campaign. Christine supports raising the minimum wage, universal health care, legalizing pot, protecting the environment, all that in addition to being a trailblazing leader who's also queer. And as always, let me know about stories that need covering in the YouTube comments and at Matt Baum on Twitter. Head over to patreon.com/mattbaum or click the link in the description to join the folks who make the show possible. And I'll debrief you next week.